Are you thinking about moving to Hockley, Texas? You're not sure if it's the best place for you to work, live, and play? In this video, I am going to talk about some of the best neighborhood in Hockley, Texas. I'm going to talk about school, and I'm going to talk about what it takes to live in Hockley. My name is Rose Dunn. I am a realtor here in the state of Texas. In this channel, every week, I make different videos about different city in the Houston surrounding area. If you are thinking about relocating to Houston, you're not sure where you want to locate it, you want to subscribe and follow because you want to be the first one to receive notifications as I come out with new video. You will get to know Houston. First thing we're gonna talk about is location. Where is Hockley located? Hockley is located 36 miles of downtown Houston. It is 9.86 miles of Cypress, and it is 16.8 miles of Katy. So if you are thinking about living in Hockley, you're going to walk downtown, you need to start thinking about traffic because Houston has the biggest freeway, but at the same time has the worst when it comes to traffic. Houston is the worst in traffic. So you will be spending a lot of time driving in the 290 area and also in the 610, depend on where you are going to work. So you will have to make time for your driving. So if you are going to work in the morning, let's say you're going to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, you will want to leave your house around, I will say 6 o'clock, because you want to beat also the traffic. If you are someone who love working out, I will say find a gym that is closer to downtown where you are going to be working, and you can go early like at the 5 a.m. and you drive before the traffic start. You go to the gym, you shower at the gym, and you go to work. But when you coming back, that will be when you will spend a lot of time on traffic. That's the first thing. And since there is constructions going on in the 610 to 90 alone area, this freeway has been under construction since I moved to Houston 15 years. So, and it's still expanding. There's still things going on. So you want to make time for traffic. And also you want to budget because you are going to be driving a lot in traffic. So our next point about Hockley will be demographic. So when you move into a new city, you want to know what is demographic is like. Hockley used to be mostly white and Hispanic, and now because of how Houston is growing and we have a lot of new constructions, we have a lot of people that are relocated, and we have people that still want to live in the city but they want to feel the small town like, because Hockley have this charm of small town. So we have people that used to be in the Houston area, they will sell their house, move to Hockley. We have people that was in Katy, they move to Hockley, because when you live in Hockley, even though you are close to Cypress where you will be going to the outlet mall, you will want to go out to eat, go to a movie, but because Hockley still have that small town like, when you're driving around you see a lot of farms, there is a lot of trees, a lot of natures and park. You will feel like you are living in a small town life and still be in the city. When you situate yourself, you will not feel like, okay, one race is more than the other. There is a mixture of everything, so you do not have to worry about demographic and Hockley. Let's talk about taxes. Texas doesn't have state income tax, but however, when it comes to sales tax and property tax, Texas is the highest compared to other states when it comes to taxes. Our sales tax is still at the 8.25%, and when it comes to property tax, depends on the subdivisions you live, because we have so many master plan community in the Houston surrounding area, and also Hockley is building master plan community. And those master plan community, you have restaurants, you have school, you have church, you have everything that you will need, fire department, police stations, have everything inside the community, because those master plan community build like a village. So you will have everything inside the community where you do not need to go far out to get the service you need. You have different grocery stores that are coming in the area, and those grocery stores, when they built in the area that is a master plan community, so they are not the same, even though they have the same name with the inner city. But what you find in those grocery stores usually are the things that have better quality. So when it comes to taxes, you need to think about that, because Hockley is still in the Harris County. So Harris County has has the highest tax in Texas, but part of Hockley is in the Waller County. If you find a resale property, which is a farm, sometimes they will have different tax bracket. So if you are thinking you are going to buy a property with land, so depends on where the property is located, you might be in the Waller County. So when it comes to taxes, so you might find yourself in two different tax brackets, depends on where your property is located. Let's talk about income. Prior to having those master plan community in Hockley, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, in 2019-2020, the average income was $50,000, and when it comes to couple, it goes to $100,000 to $120,000, because we have so many master plan community being built in the area, and we have people moving from different states to live in Hockley. So the income bracket has changed. There haven't been any data coming out yet, but when I'm talking about those master plan community in the price range, you guys will see that the income is totally different. Let's talk about school in Hockley. School in Texas in general has always been graded based on the starters, based on the graduate. So because Hockley is part of Harris County, the school is considered be in the Waller ISD. So the Waller ISD school district has received a grade B. It is not because this school is not good, but it's because of the demographic in that area. That is the reason why this school has received a grade B. And if their kids are not performed, so basically the school is not performed, and it's considered a teacher who's not performed. So Waller has received a grade B. So if you are thinking about moving to Hockley, then you need to think about it. It's not because the schools are not good. It's never about the school. Always about, okay, how's the parents getting involved, and as the teachers receiving support for those kids. So that's how the school was graded to a grade B. Let's talk about where you will go play in Hockley, Texas. In Hockley, you still have a drive-through theater where you can sit in your car and enjoy the movie. When it comes to restaurants, the best restaurant in Hockley, it is Woodhouse. And it is not Texas Woodhouse. This one is called Woodhouse Restaurant and Grill. They have live band, and when you go to that restaurant, they do have a dress code, so you cannot go to that restaurant with flip-flop or dress so casual. But when you go to that restaurant, you don't have to dress any tight of attire. You have to dress nice, and you have to tuck your shirt in, to say, when you go to that restaurant. But when it comes to shopping, you will go shopping in Fairfield. Fairfield, it is in the Cypress area. It is alongside the 290 where you find the Cypress outlet, and you have most of the brand stores you see at the mall. They are at the Cypress outlet mall. Close to the Cypress outlet mall, you have different grocery stores like H-E-B, you have Kroger's, you have Walmart. Those stores, they do have the best item because of where those stores are located. When it comes to the income level is a little bit higher, so you will find in the store there is higher grade item. Next, we're going to talk about it is where you will live. So in Hockley, there is a brand new master plan community that has already been in construction for the last 2 years prior to COVID. It is a 600-acre master plan community. Most of the builders you'll find in the Bridgeland, which is Perry Home, Western Home, Chestnut, Lennar, and many more builders are in Delwood's master plan community. They have lake. So if you want to go and feed the dogs, so there's several lakes inside the master plan community. They have walking trails, they have park, they have tennis court, and they have a fitness center inside the master plan community. So this master plan community is one of the best master plan community in Hockley, and it's the only master plan community in Hockley. So yes, so that is our first community in the list. Inside that community, there is splash pad, there is a clubhouse, and there is many more things inside that master plan community. for you to enjoy as a resident. And the home price in Delrose, when they first started prior to COVID, was started in the 250 price range. But since COVID, because of the supply and demand, and because the builders cannot keep up with the demand, so the home price in Delrose has increased to 350 price range. And yes, if you looking at home in the million, there is home that are in the million in the Delrose community, and there is gated and there is non-gated inside the community. As far as school, there is a brand new school that's been built, and it is considered to be in the Waller County. So like I said, a part of Hockley County, it is in the Waller County. And that school, because it's a brand new school, it hasn't been great yet, but most of the master plan community that has opened, you will find the school has the best technology, so your kids will not be suffered, your kids will not have a lower grade, a lower level to say educations when it comes to education. So if you are thinking about moving to Hockley, you're worried because of school, I say you do not have to worry about it, because when you live in the master plan community, the investors, they trying to make everyone stays in the community, so they give you the best quality when it comes to what's been built inside the community. Our next community, it is the village of New Kentucky. This community, it is very dear to my heart. That community was built in 1998, and it is home to 148 single family. That community is very small, but when you're driving inside the community, it doesn't feel small. And I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why. Most of the home inside the community are in the 2,700 square feet size home, and when it comes to lot size, you will find a home has at least 1 acre or more. So it's very unusual to find a home inside the New Kentucky community that have a lot size that is lower than 1 acre. If you find something lower than 1 acre, it most likely because the owner has sold part of the land and somebody has built on that, and then the house end up with a smaller lot. Inside that community, there is a small HOA. They are very involved. So when it comes to the pool, the tennis court, and the walking trail, you have to use your HOA key card, because they try to keep it private. They don't want people that doesn't live in the community to use the amenity. And the people inside that community, they live there for a long time. They rarely move out in the market in that community. It goes pretty quick, and then the price range for that community started in the 500. Because that community has been there for a long time, the size of the home, the lot size, so the home price are a little bit higher. So if you want a lifestyle in the city, but you still want country lifestyle, so the village at New Kentucky, I will recommend that community for you. And if you want a home, it's not impossible to get a home inside the community, because you never know when somebody decided, you know what, I cannot deal with this any longer, because there is a lot of big trees. So you will have a lot of cleaning to do in your yard when you live in that community. And it is right off 2920. It is close to the drive-through movie theater. There is a state park right outside the community. So if you want to go in a long trail ride, that park is right outside at New Kentucky. So I recommend this community because you will have a peaceful, it's very, very, very peaceful when you live inside that community. Our next community is Spring Creek Ranch. Spring Creek Ranch in Hockley, it is a Syrian type of community. That community only have 44 single family homes. In those homes, you will find 5 acres or more, and the price range started at 1 million. So if you thinking about, okay, I want 5 acres and you want to be close to Cypress, that community will be the community for you. Inside that community doesn't have an HOA to deal with because it is a Syrian type of community, but they do have deed restrictions. So when you buy a home with land in that community, you will need to find out what is the deed required, what you need to do for that community. If you are in the lower end, there is something for you in Hockley. Those communities used to be in the 180 when they first started. You have the window and the window baker. So those two communities, when they first started, where home price was at the 180, but now it goes up to 250. Those communities are smaller community in the lower price bracket. So you find Lennar, you find LGI, and those communities that is a lower price point. So I put those communities in the list because depends on where your budget is. Those communities may not have a lot of amenity, but they are still something to think about. And we have another community. It is the LGI community, and it's called the bar community. That community, they don't have a pool, but they do have walking trail, they have walk climbing trail, and they have like a 31-foot mountain where you can go and watch bird eyes. That community also, when it started, you were able to get home at 180, and now the builder has raised their price to 250 minimum, and you find home in close to the 500, so 450. So if you're looking at a home that is in the 2700 square feet and more, so you will be in the 400 to 500 price point in that community. So when it comes to community in Hockley, those are the community that is currently, if you are looking to move in Hockley, you will be able to find something. When it comes to park, I will say you do not have to worry about. There's the Zuby City State Park, and it's a park with a splash pad. So in the summer, if it's hot, even though you don't have a pool, then you can go to Zuby Park, where take your kids and you just sit down and let the kids go and splash. It's a city park. If you want to even have a party, they have different gazebo where you can just go and reserve it. You can go and barbecue and enjoy. So if you going to get a home in the Baker Street area, so that city park will be right outside your community. It is a beautiful park and you will be able to enjoy. So this is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. So stay tuned and follow, because every week, like I say, I come out with new video. So until next time, welcome to Texas. Bienvenue à Texas.